So I wanted to start this off with obligatory this is the way reference, but this is a work in progress. I did bring like the cute animal though, the cute kid. Anyway, if you want to learn how to finish off a project like this yourself, be sure to keep an eye on this channel because I will be uploading cosplay videos very soon. And for now, let's just move on to these guys. And today we're taking a look at Cara Dune and Djarin, the Mandalorian from Star Wars Black Series. Now, since I couldn't get the Mandalorian 2-pack with little baby Yoda, we do have a little bonus for today. And that's this little guy, just separate. I couldn't leave him when you got the big guy there. So without further ado, let's unpack these after I show the boxes first. Almost forgot about that. Well, let's just start off with this little cute guy. This is in a very tiny box, much smaller than I expected. There's just the child. This was before they revealed his name. It's a very simple package. It seems like a bonus for something, but I was glad to get him. Somebody's knocking there. I don't know what's going on. It's upstairs. Anyway, we got the Mandalorian himself. We just got Star Wars The Black Series at the top. We got some lovely art on the side. And just the product information in the back. You know, who is this guy in English, in French, in probably Spanish, and German. It's number 01 from the series. I don't really collect by the series, I just want certain characters for this. And for now, I'm just collecting Empire Strikes Back and The Mandalorian. And we'll see where we go from there. And this one is carded because I couldn't get the boxed figure anymore. But that is fine. I unpack all of them anyway. Got some beautiful art there. And that's basically just about it. So let's just unpack these now for real. And here we have Cara Dune. Now, right from the start, I want to say I will not get into any politics about what happened with the actress, about what she said and all that, about with her getting fired and if she deserved that or not. I don't want to get into all that stuff. I just want to stay with like the character itself. I absolutely love the character. That's the only thing that matters here, to me anyway. So if you want drama, you can go somewhere else. I'm just here for the character. And she looks absolutely fantastic. Ready to kick your ass. I'll pick her up for a moment for the details as we just go into the accessories that come with her first. She comes with this tiny little knife here. If it wants to focus on that, let's just help me out there, camera, thank you. It's just a very small knife, nothing special, but it looks nice enough. Then we got her little blaster here. It's just one color, nothing special. But she is, of course, most well known for her, how do you say, big guns. And for that, of course, she comes with this. And this looks absolutely fantastic. All the small details in there. It looks very nicely beat up. There's dents in there, small cuts, and it looks very much used, which I like. Would have been nice if the paint job also reflected that, but the weapons don't really get that much paint for this one, except for the handle and the support, whatever you call this from a gun. I don't know my gun anatomy. But yeah, she also comes with, I'm dropping it, with this. Now at first I was guessing like, oh, is that like supposed to be a Beskar thing, like Djarin was paid in? And then I was thinking like, well, it's actually too small for like real people, and it's definitely too big for with the figure. So I'm thinking this is like an Imperial credit chip or something. That's my guess anyway. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments below on what this actually is, but I think it's supposed to be an Imperial credit chip. And if that is what it is, that is very nice. Especially if you're a Star Wars cosplayer for conventions. Anyway, back to the figure. Now, she's got a nice little mole there on her face, just like the actress does. Her face looks really, really good. The likeness is great, I think. And a little bit of color in the hair, which is more apparent on the figure, I think, than on the actual show. But she's got her braids molded in there, which is absolutely fantastic. You got the tattoo on the arm. You got some rust spots on her armor here and there. And we got all the small little details in there as well, which is very, very fantastic. All that paint with all the dirt and everything continues on the belt. Mostly though in the front, not so much in the back though. I'm guessing Hasbro is thinking like, oh, we don't need to add details on detail painting on the back, because people will most likely display their figure facing the front. Oh, we do got some dirt on the boots there as well, and some more dirt very subtly here and there on the pants. But that is absolutely fantastic. Now let's just see where all her accessories go then. Now, of course, she can hold her gun in hand, but if you want to, you can move it down in the holster here. This has a little peg, which you can move aside. And then you fight with it dearly until you finally get it where you want. Did I get it where I want? No, I did not. There. Sorry there, folks, it's a little bit difficult, like with my arms stretched out in front of the camera. But yeah, you can holster her gun just like this if you want to. Now, she does come also with her knife, which you can put in hand like this. She can hold that as well, and it stays in hand very nicely. Is there an alternative spot where you can keep her knife though? I was thinking like, oh, perhaps at the boot, but it seems you can either have her hold her knife or you'll just have to put it aside, because I don't see a place where you can put her knife. Unless I'm absolutely blind, in that case let me know. But it seems like her knife will just have to be put aside or in her hand. I also can't remember where she took her knife from in the show. Or did she use it? Yeah, she used her knife in the show, right? Where would she get that from? I'm not sure where she got that from. But we got her big little gun there. And of course, she can carry that around on her shoulder like this. Or we shall close her up with her holding the gun, of course. And there we have her with her big gun in hand. I forgot what type of gun that was. And I can't look it up because I'm using my phone to film right now. But anyway, I'll just put whatever type of gun it is down in on the screen here, just like for her, the blaster in her holster. But that's Cara Dune. It's a very, very nice figure. Let's just take a closer look for some articulation for a moment still. For articulation, we got a ball joint at the top of her head and a little bit of wiggly waggly at the neck. You can turn her head around a full 360. Her arm goes up like this that much, so you can turn it around. But her shoulder armor does get in the way. It unplugs. I think this is supposed to be glued down and it just came loose. Yeah, this is supposed to be glued down. So her armor does get in the way of proper this one. I guess this one was already loose from the start then, because this one is a lot more tight. But the shoulder armor does get in the way of articulation for these. I'll just have to glue this down. That's not a big problem. But we got that elbow joint there. There is no swivel at the top of her arm there. There is one just at the elbow. And of course her hand can turn, and there should be like a little wiggle waggle in the arm. Oh, there. It basically goes like this or that. It's not very movable. The gauntlets do get in the way of that. Just a little bit of wiggly waggly. And that counts the same for this arm. She can turn around a full 360 there. And a little bit of wiggly waggly. Like so. You can spread her legs about that far, not as far as most figures, like the Power Ranger figures, but she can swivel at the upper leg. Double jointed knee. And of course the foot can swivel around and can go up and down, which is the same for the other leg, which has a knee plate there, but that does not get in the way of the articulation. And that was it for Cara Dune. Let's move on to Mr. Mando himself. And here we have Din Djarin himself. And he looks absolutely fantastic all around. This is the Beskar armor version, of course. And he comes with basically all the details you could want. Now, as for accessories, he comes with his well-known blaster. I'll just put whatever the blaster is called down at the bottom there. And he comes with his, I'll just call this the Jawa killer, because that is what it does. It kills Jawas. Really well, might add. But it is very nicely detailed as well. Autofocus is being a little bit tricky, I'm sorry for that. That's fine like this here, yeah. But everything is nicely painted and nice silver there. A gunmetal gray at the middle there. and finished off in a nice silver again. And of course he does come with his jetpack as well, though I am kind of surprised at the jetpack here, because if I remember well from the show, was this not just as shiny as his helmet and armor? This is made out to be a lot darker than the armor on the figure. I could be mistaken there. You can just attach it with these pegs there. Let's take a look at Mando there for some more details. Now, unlike the version you get with the 2-pack, sadly you cannot remove the helmet on this one. There's no face underneath there. So there is that. If you're kind of planning on getting a version and you can get them both, be sure to get the 2-pack with the child in there, because then you can remove the helmet for a beautiful head sculpt underneath, which this one sadly doesn't have. But then again, are you even legally allowed to display him without his helmet on? Yes, but no. Anyway, we got lots of lovely detail here. Nice clean armor. The suit is on this figure like a dark brownish, because on the show it can be a little bit hard to tell at times, because it may look a little bit bluish or grayish, but for the figure they went with a brown, like almost like there's a hint of purple in there, I think, in the brown. We got the little crest on there as well, and on the belt all the details are nicely painted silver as well, like the buckle there. And of course we have the holster for the gun, which has a little peg, just like with Cara Dune and previously Luke Skywalker. We got this little armor plate here, which is still the dirty painted on there. Otherwise, this figure is a lot cleaner than Cara Dune when it comes to paint details. There we have on the back there. You can even make sure that the belt stays in place when you peg in the jetpack, which we shall do so in a moment. The molded details are on the other side of the cape as well, which is nice. I'm not often a fan of like plastic capes, but this one is not really heavy, and I do think that the type of cape this is, like how it scrunches up and everything, will not be achieved as nicely as with fabric. So this time I do agree with the choice of a molded cape. You could probably remove the cape if you can take off his head, if you want to. But let's just plug in this first. Now this is the con with like molded capes though. You will want to remove this if you display him with the jetpack, because otherwise the cape's gonna just be like this, or very awkwardly on the side like this. But then it sticks out weirdly as well, just there. So if you want to display him with the jetpack, oh, you can. I don't think you can pull his head off like the Power Ranger figures. I figured you could, but you can just barely get it over his helmet. And then he just has his jetpack right there. That's, by the way, also the small detail on the back of the helmet is present there. But I guess this is the way, if you want to display him with the jetpack, remove the cape. Now, of course, the other accessories. You can just easily hold in either hand. Even this gun you can plug in on the back. I'm not sure where it is supposed to go exactly, but you can just put it in there. This is too big. So it is definitely meant for either one of those. Now, how does that look with the cape on? It will be like that. Of course, he can hold his gun as well. So he does carry it a bit weirder than, say, the hand rifle. It will be in his hand like this. You can move the hand down. And that way we'll be holding it somewhat straight. And then you can see fit to posing him however you want. Now, as for articulation, his head can do a full 360, of course, and he can look up and down a little bit. He's got some waggle there, some good room to waggle, which not a lot of characters do. The arm can go up that much like this because of the shoulder armor. Same for the other side. So if you want to go with his arm up high, you will have to turn it like that. There is, of course, a swivel at the elbow. It's a single jointed elbow, so it will not go farther than this. And of course you can turn his arm all the way around, as well as move it up and down. Now he does have his waist swivel there and some wiggly waggly, but you can't turn him around completely because of the belt accessory. So if you want to turn it around completely, you will have to remove the belt, at least from around his shoulder. But why would you want to do that? We've got a double jointed knee, and of course the same old for the foot with an up and a down. And you can turn the leg around at the top here. And he's got more of a spread than Cara Dune, despite his little flaps, armor flaps on the belt. He can do a beautiful spread. And he can do a nice little, I don't know, it's a Mario jump? Wing? I don't know. It's whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. Now let's get him up for one last nice pose. And there we have Djarin, ready to shoot some Jawas, which sadly I do not have yet. Or maybe I had some and now I have them no longer. I'll forgive him. Oh, your gun's too long, baby. But that's okay, because now is a good time to look at this tiny fellow. Woo. And there we have tiny baby Yoda, the child, or Grogu, whichever one you prefer to call him. And he is tiny. Now, despite him being so tiny, he does come with a few accessories, which are very thankfully in a tiny box. And we get a little froggy here, along with his bowl, and the tiny, like the knob from the ship. That is so cute. And they are tiny accessories, like extremely tiny, so I'm very grateful we got like this little storage container for them. Now if you have the 2-pack, you will also get the crib with the child. Let's pick him up and take a little look. He's got some nice pinkish at the ears, and on his cheeks a little bit. The eyes are made black with a nice shiny color. We could have given his coat a little bit of a wash, I guess, but it is fine. And of course we do have, well, despite some product information there, we got his tiny little feeties, which are even somewhat articulated. So that is absolutely great. And also, of course, his, well, I guess these are on tiny ball joints. They do pop off easily. But you can move also his tiny hands. Because the thing with the 2-pack version is that it is, I think, oh, they do pop off a little bit easy. The 2-pack version is basically stuck posed like this. You get him like this and he will stay like this. He's just a one piece. And this one you can actually move, so that is an advantage over the 2-pack version, I guess. So you can either buy it like this, like I did, or if you would prefer to have the crib and the Djarin face, then you should definitely find a 2-pack if you can. Sadly for me, it was sold out everywhere I looked, and this was a much cheaper option than going for the 2-pack on eBay. Because honestly, fuck scalpers. If I can't get it anymore, I won't buy it. It's as easy as that. I'm not gonna fund scalping. Oh, but he is so adorable. Let's take a little closer look at his accessories if we can. We have the little froggy here. Which is about this big next to him, which is very, very, very adorable. Then we have the smallest one, and I'm not even sure I'm going to show this. As you can see, there's a small indent indicating like oh, that's where the little orb was on the stick thingy. It is so tiny. I will check in a moment if you can actually hold these things. And of course, this tiny little bowl, which at the bottom is shaped like this, so you can actually put it down. Oh my god, that is so tiny. Let's find out if you can actually hold any of that. Well, you can somewhat hold the froggy there, but you can't move his arms any closer than that, so having him hold his bowl like he did in the show with like 2 hands and sipping from it is sadly not possible with this figure. And he can definitely hold his little orb in hand, but it is very, very, very tiny and minuscule, so you'll probably not want to display him, just because if he does drop it, it's so tiny you will probably never find it again. Like, it's a cute accessory and I'm very happy they added it, but it doesn't peg in or anything like that, so it is something that is very prone to getting lost. So speaking of that, let's just get that little ball. back in there. And I guess he can also hold his bowl like this. It is very, very cute. And that is it for tiny little baby Yoda. Let's just get a shot with all three in. And here we have all three together, and they do look absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely happy with this purchase, and I can't wait to get in more figures from The Mandalorian. And of course, more from Empire Strikes Back. Though I have to say, I did get a few characters in from the Clone Wars already, like Asajj Ventress, because I didn't want to risk missing out on her, because some character figures can, like Ahsoka Tano, once their first order comes up, they go out of stock so fast that if you still want them, you can pay like triple the price on eBay, which I don't want to do. So sometimes when I know I want a character really, really badly, I will make sure to pre-order it in time, even if it's not a series I'm currently collecting, as in Clone Wars. But anyway, what are your thoughts on these figures? Do you prefer the combination of this Mando with Baby Yoda, that's actually a posable Baby Yoda, or do you prefer the 2-pack version? And despite all the controversy, do you still like the character of Cara Dune? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this, please leave a like behind. It would really help me out. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. And may the Force be with you always.